Hello, everybody. Welcome to our next webinar. As you know, today's webinar is about the climate control HVAC module settings. And we are waiting. All of our friends joined us. Please wait. Okay, dear. Hope all of you fine and everything is okay with you. Please introduce yourself, then we start our webinar. I'm waiting all of you introduce. Okay, let's start. I think all of our friends joined the meeting. Okay, let me share my application. I'm so sorry today my voice is croaky and I hope you will accept my apologize. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's start about HVAC module settings. As you know, the HVAC module is the main module that controls central air condition with relay control thermostat or 0 to 10 volt type, like AHU or FCU or VAV. Here I have one HVAC module, this one, subnet ID is 2, device ID is 45. Now I am open my HVAC. The HVAC module have 3 modes: relay, cool, heat, and auxiliary. And let me open one HVAC picture. Okay, this is HVAC module. This module have a 3 modes relay type. As you can see here, it's cool, heat, and auxiliary. For the auxiliary, you can configure it as your requirement, such as second cool stage or second heat stage, or humidifier or dehumidifier, or reverse valve OB. You can connect these things to IUX. You know about the cool, heat, and you can connect your compressor to the cool, your heater to the heat. And if you have, for example, second stage cooling or second stage heating, you can connect to the IUX. Also, the HVAC include 3 fan speed relay, as you can see here, low, medium, and high. You can see here. This is the fan speed. And this is the modes, cool, heat, and auxiliary. And here we can control DC 0 to 10 volt for fan speed damper. Here you can connect your damper and connect to 0 to 10 volt damper. Also, here you have 2 pin for temperature probe. You can connect your temperature probe. For example, if you have very big sites or big projects, and you don't want to put, for example, 2 or 3 thermostat panel, you can connect you can use 40 module or HVAC module and then connect the temperature sensor to this module. Also notice that you have to order the temperature sensor separately from the factory. Okay, this is the main page of HVAC module. And like before, I am recommend to give the name of the room or place for the HVAC. For example, this HVAC installed in living room. Therefore, it's better to put one comment for it. For example, living room. Because sometimes in one site you have more than 5 HVAC, and if you don't put any location for your HVAC, you forgot which HVAC installed in which room. I think it's necessary to put location for all of the device, and HVAC is more necessary to put location. And here we can change the subnet ID and device ID. We can modify the address, everything that we want. And you can check your AC. Okay, let me go to the next tab, basic settings here. Okay, can everyone see my desktop and hear my voice? Everything is okay? Okay, it's good. Okay, if I want to tell you, the HVAC basic consists many important parameters that you can set in basic settings. Here we have many important parameters. Delay of modes. Here, modes protection. This is for delay modes protection. This is the very, very important things. And this is the delay of modes. For example, if you want to turn, the modes will prevent the HVAC module to turn the compressor on directly after it turn off. For example, you go and turn off your compressor, and then you go and turn it on again. Here you can put some delay or protection. It's very necessary, it's very important things, because this delay time will keep your central unit safe. And this protection time, it's without damage your compressor. It's very necessary to put protection for your modes. It's very necessary. Here we can put from 3 seconds to 3,600 seconds, to 600 seconds, everything that you want. You can change it between 3 seconds to 600 seconds. And this, again, I want to tell you, these settings will prevent the compressor to on after off by its relay. You can put some delays for protection. Here we have another things, delay of modes turning off, modes of delay. Here, every time you switch your AC units, the HVAC will give you 0 to 10 seconds delay time to off your compressor. Here, as you can see here, we can choose it 0 to 10 seconds, and this delay time, it's using, you give this delay time for turn off your compressor. And the last things, it's fan off delay. Every time you start your fan, the HVAC will give you this delay time. You can choose between 5 to 900 seconds. Delay time for start your fan. You can choose everything. For example, whenever you turn on your HVAC, after, for example, 10 seconds, the fan off or on. It's very necessary. And I recommend you always read the AC unit instruction and installation manuals before any installation or programming to fit the best requirement for AC control. All of these protection delay right on AC unit instruction, and you can read here, and then you can install and program in the best way. Here we have VAV opening voltage settings. Here, now I want to tell you about this. As you know, as I told you before, we can connect the damper to your HVAC module for fan speed damper. Here you can set if on the high mode the voltage is on the 9 or medium 6 voltage, and the low is 3 voltage. Based off these settings, for example, if you put your fan on the high, then you have a 9 voltage on VAV and the damper is open completely. Also, you can change it to 10 volt, everything that you want. And for example, if you put your fan speed on the medium, the VAV has only 6 voltage, and your damper is opening, only half of your damper is opening. And about the low, it's 3 voltage, and less than the half of your damper is open. Okay, if you have any question about these two settings, about unit protection and VAV opening voltage, please ask me. If you don't have any question, then I'm going to telling you about the CPH time settings. Question? Okay, Mr. Ravi asked me how we will be able to know about the high, medium, or low voltage requirements. You know your damper, if you put 10 volt to the damper is completely open. And if you put 0 voltage, the damper is completely closed. It depends on you. For example, here you said, I want on the high, not all of my damper, something's more than half is open. Therefore, you put 9 voltage. And for example, here you can put, for medium, you can put 5 voltage. Therefore, sorry, therefore on the medium, only the half of your damper is open. It depends on you. Okay, next question. One of our friends asked me, please explain more about the protection. Okay, I will tell you. No problem. Next question. One of our friends asked me, will high and medium and low work in the same time? No, absolutely it can. At the same time, only one of them work. Only maybe only low or medium or high, not with each other. Uh, One of our friends asked me, most protection time is depending on air condition brand. Yes, of course. Because of that, I said before installing or program anything, first read the AC unit instruction completely. I want to tell you, cool and heat, they are interlocked, and low, medium, and high, they are interlocked too. Okay, one of our friends asked me if someone doesn't need to use a damper. It's no problem. If you don't use a damper, you don't connect anything to the VAV pin, no problem. Okay. One of our friends asked me where we gave parameter VAV opening. Listen to me. Whenever your air condition, the fan speed is on the low, automatically we have, for example, here, if our air condition on a low fan speed, automatically we have 3 voltage on VAV. And if we change our air condition to the medium fan speed, automatically we have 5 voltage on VAV pin. It's automatically, you don't need to say, put anything on your panel. It's automatically give you the voltage. Okay, let me tell you again. Let me share the HVAC picture again. Okay, this is the HVAC device module. It depends on your AC. Here, this is the comp for cool, heat, and auxiliary. For example, if your air condition work with 220 volts, therefore you connect the line to the COM and you connect cool and heat to your air condition. And here, this is the fan speed, low, medium, and high. Here, you have VAV pin for connecting your damper. Fan speed is not related to the VAV. You can connect your damper or not. But if you press on the low button, here, if you press on the low button, then you have 3 voltage here. If you press on the medium, you have, for example, 5 voltage here. And if you press high, you have 10 or 9 voltage here. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. I want to tell you again about the mode protection here. Okay. Here we have three protection: mode protection, mode of delay, and fan of delay. Okay. HVAC basic consists of many important parameters. These are very important here. Delay of mode is the one of most important settings you should be to set in your HVAC. This mode's protection will prevent the HVAC module to turn the compressor on directly after it turns off. For example, if you go and turn off your air conditioner and you want to turn it on again directly without any delay, here it said it's not turned on again. You have, for example, here you have 600 delays, then the compressor turn on. And this delay time sets to preventage to direct on after off operating, and this delay time keep your central unit safe without damaging your compressor and units. This delay time, again, this delay time save your central unit without damaging your compressor and unit. It's very necessary to put this delay time. Here we have another thing, modes of delay. Every time you switch your AC units, the HVAC will give you 0 to 10 seconds delay time to off your compressor. For example, here I put it on 5 seconds. Then I press the save. Okay, look at my video here. This is the cool, and this blue LED, it means that the cool on. I'm turned off, but it takes about 5 seconds to turn off this LED. And when I'm turning on, it takes some delays to turning on. Okay, let me change it to, for example, I change it to the 10 seconds. This one, for example, to the 5 seconds. And this one, for example, to 20 seconds. Okay, I want to show you. And let me turn off my HVAC. Again, look at the delay time, and it's better to write it somewhere. Mode protection is 10 seconds. Mode of delay is 5 seconds. And fan off delay is 20 seconds. Okay? Let me share my video. Okay, can you see my iPad? Yes, you can see. Okay, this is my HVAC. Okay, cool, heat, auxiliary, low, medium, and high. And this blue LED, it means that when When the cool is on, this blue LED is on, and when the heat is the red LED is on. Okay, now I turn on the cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You see, it's the delay time because you see it's cool is on. Now the compressor is on. Okay, now the fan is on. Now I turn off the fan also. As you can see, the fan is on and the LED is on. It takes time. Now the compressor off, but the fan is still on for about, I think we said on 15 seconds. You can see it's working. And after 15 seconds, it's turned off. This is the protection delay time. For example, for some AC units, it says that after the compressor on, after the compressor off, after, for example, 50 seconds, the fan on, off. Again, here, you can see, again, I'm turned on, but the AC, the compressor doesn't turn on for my delay time. You can see, the fan is on, but the compressor is not on. This is the delay time. After some seconds, the compressor goes on. You are waiting, you can see it's on. Now I'm changing to the heat. You can see till it doesn't work. It takes some time, then change the modes. For example, now it's turned off the cool, and after some time it's turned on the heat. Is it clear? I hope all of you understand about it. All of you understand about the delay? Good. Okay, let's continue. Okay, now I want to tell you about CPH time settings here. This is very important things about the saved energy of heating mode. It's more used for heating mode. You can set the circle per hour for energy saving. Okay, I want to tell you. Okay, as you know, if you have, for example, one heater, for example, you have one electrical heater. Okay, when you connect your heater to the 220 volt and your heater turn on, okay, it's good, and your heater heats. After you unplug your heater for about, for example, 10 minutes or maybe more, your heater is heat. It's not be cold quickly. It's take a time to your heater heat, cold, okay, after you turn off your heater. Here we have one CPH settings. If I put on, it means that all the time, my heater is on, okay? But if I press 2 here, it means that we have a one cycle by running the heater is on for 15 minutes, then 15 minutes off, then again 15 minutes on, then again 15 minutes off. It means that in a 1 hour, half of the 1 hour it's on and half of it it's off, but every 15 minutes, okay? CPH means circle per hour. Okay. If I put it, for example, on 3, here we have a cycle by running the heating for 10 minutes. For example, 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off, again 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off, 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off. Okay? You understand? And if you put 4, it's about 7.5 minutes for on and off. And if you press 5 here, put 5 here, it means that you have a circle for about every 6 minutes. It depends on your heater. For example, we have one heater. It's take too long to get cool. Therefore, we can put here 2, because if I will put here, it's on for 15 minutes and it's off for 15 minutes. Therefore, here you have saving energy. But if you have, for example, one model heater that if you turn it off, it's get cold quickly. Therefore, here you can put 5 here. Or even in some countries, even in some countries, you don't need to turn off the heater, because this country is very cold and all the time the heating is it must be turned on. Therefore, you put 1 here. Is it clear? For example, in Russia, I think you have to put 1 here, or for example, on Ukraine, you have to put 1 here, because this country is very cold. And if you turn off the heater even for 15 minutes or even for 6 minutes, everything is get cold and it's bad. Is it clear, Mr. Wawa? Does anyone have a question about the CPH settings? For example, one of our friends said we have a heat winter, therefore we don't have any heater. Okay, you can don't use heater. Okay, I will tell you. No, CPH is only for heating. No, we don't have CPH for 30 minutes. It's the maximum time is 15 minutes and the minimum time is 6 minutes. Any question? I want to tell you, yes, sorry, I want to tell you, yes, you can put CPH for cooling too. I'm so sorry. You can put CPH for cooling too. It depends on your device. But you know, the compressor of cooling, it's not like the heating because the heating, it gets time to cool. For example, it gets uh, 10 minutes to cool, but the compressor is quickly heat, but you can use it. Yes, the CPH is work for the heat and cool. And listen to me, the CPH doesn't turn off your fan. It's only turn off the heater and then turn it on. And I want to tell you one another things. Okay, now I want to show you about the installation of HVAC. We have two questions. Yes, yes, Mr. Arif, very good things. For the cooling in tropical country, it's better to set CPH to the 1. Yes, of course. For the cooling in tropical country, is it better to set CPH 1? Yes, of course. Okay, now about the connection of HVAC here. This is my central unit of my AC. Here we have a cool, heat, second stage cooling or second stage heating, low, medium, and high. Where we connect, for example, this AC is 220 volts. We connect, for example, COM from the AC to the COM and here to this COM, and then we connect from cool to the cool, heat to heat, auxiliary to second stage cooling and second stage heating. Is it clear about the connection? Is it clear? If you have a two-stage, for example, two compressor, two heat, no, it's I think never you have two compressor and two heater, because your country is tropical or not. If it is tropical country, it means that the weather is always heat, then you have two compressor. And if your country is always cold, such as Ukraine and Russia, you have you have two heater. At the same time, in one country, you don't have two compressor and two heater. One of our friends asked me, is it necessary to remove some things from the unit installed HVAC? Listen, always it's better to read the manual of your AC completely. And after that, you know about it. But if you want to connect HVAC, you have to remove the your AC itself thermostat. Yes, it depends on a unit. No, we don't have a heater compressor for the heater. Heater use a coil, yes. And one of our friends asked me, usually in AC system, the factory has their own default setting, and when the compressor work or reset. Should we interface this factory default via CPH? And listen to me, CPH is work like that. You are by yourself, go to your AC and turn off the heat, and then after 15 minutes, go to the AC and turn it on. It's not related to the factory settings. Okay, and I want to tell you another thing I forgot to tell you. You can put 6 here. On CPH, you can put 6 here. 6 means every 5 minutes. I'm so sorry. The maximum, the minimum things is 1 means always, and the maximum is 6 means every 5 minutes. I'm so sorry. I want to tell you that. Okay, let's go on the next side of page. Okay, here you have on switch number 1, you can connect the cool wire to switch number 1. On the sum of AC, it's right cool, and in another model, it's right Y2. Therefore, cool and Y2, they are same. If your AC has a coil, you connect the coil wire to the switch number 1. And if your AC doesn't have any coil, for example, in some countries, they don't need any cooling system. Therefore, you are disable the cool. Okay. And here you connect your here I'm right the right things. Let me cool or Y, not Y2, Y. Y2 means second stage cooling. Here we have heat or W here. And if you have, for example, if you don't have any heat, you disable it. I think we have some countries that they don't need any heater system. Okay, the switch number 3 is a little different. Let me show you. Here we have some option. For example, cool 2. Used to configure the relay switch that will be connecting to the central AC unit second stage cooling compressor wire. If your AC unit has second stage cooling, all right, Y2, you put it on the cool 2. For example, here, if I put it on the cool, let me share my video. Here, can you see my video? Yes, I think. Here I put the auxiliary on cool 2. Therefore, if I press on the cool, IUX is turned on. And if I turn off, it's off. This is for second stage cooling system. And here we have heat 2. Used to configure the relay switch that will be connecting to the central AC second stage heating. If you have, for example, heatings 2, you put it on, put the switch 3 on heat 2 and then press the save. Okay. I tell you, listen, some of our AC brands has one cool, one heat, and in some model of AC brand, we have cool 2 and heat 2. It means that second stage cooling or second stage heating. For example, in Russia, I think we have second stage heating 2 because it's very cold here and you need 2 heaters. Okay, therefore, if you have second stage cooling or second stage heating, you have to connect your second stage to the switch number 3. Okay, and what about the AUX? If you have, for example, humidifier or dehumidifier or fresh air, or any kind of this device, you connect this wire to switch number 3 and then put switch number 3 on AUX. Therefore, again, if you have humidifier, dehumidifier, fresh air motors wire, you connect the wire of these things to the IUX and then you can control your humidifier and dehumidifier. Dear friend, listen to me. Maybe in your country, some of these things you never have to use. For example, in Russia, I believe that never we have cool 2. Or maybe in Thailand, we don't have heat 2. It depends on your country. Maybe some of these things, not working and you don't have in your country anymore. But it's better you understand all of these things. And the last thing is the reserve valve OB. This will use the like OB connection or reverse valve. You know, we have some AC units that we have one valve. This valve, whenever the cool is on, the valve must be turned off. And when the cool is off, the valve must be turned on. This is must be reversed with the cool. Do you understand? We have a one valve, and this valve must be work reverse with the cool. Therefore, here, if I press the save, I want to show you how it's working. See, now the cool is off and the switch number 3 is on. If I turn on the cool, it's turned off. And again, if I turn off the cool, for example, it's automatically turned on. It depends on your AC unit. In some AC unit, we have a valve that this valve must be worked reverse with the cool. If the cool is on, the valve must be off. And if the cool on, the reverse must be off. And if the cool off, the reverse must be on. If I turn on the cool, the reverse off. Again, if I turn off the cool, the reverse on. Clear? They are worked reversely. Is it clear? All of you understand? If you have any question about switch number 3, please ask me. Okay, one of our friends asked me what about the IUX in switch number 3, this one. If you have, dear Mr. Quinley, if you have humidifier, dehumidifier, let me write it. It's better, I think. If you have humidifier, or dehumidifier, or you have a fresh air, you connect the wire of these things to the switch number 3 and put here on IUX. Is it clear about the AUX? Clear? No question? Next step. Hope all of you understand. Okay, let me tell you another things about VAV here. Okay, some VAV units, they are not 0 to 10 volt, they are 0 to 5 volts. Okay, if they are 0 to 5 volt, then you change the setting like that. For example, on the high, on the 5 volt, for example, on the medium on 3 volt, and on the, for example, low on the 1 volt. It depends on your damper. Is it clear? If you have any question, please tell me. About 5 minutes rest, then I'll continue. Okay, let's continue. We had this 5 minutes rest, I told. Okay, let's continue. One of our friends asked me, please tell me about the VAV wiring. Okay, let me share whiteboard. Okay. And let me find one HVAC picture. Let me show you the HVAC VAV diagram. Wait. Okay, this is our HVAC. Imagine that this is our damper, 0 to 10 volts damper. And let me choose it like damper. Sorry, my painting is awful. I'm so sorry. Imagine that it is the damper, okay? And this damper has a two wire. The first one connect to the 0 to 10 volt, and the other one connect to GND. This damper is 0 to 10 volt. If you put 10 volt to this damper, all of this damper is open, okay? If you put 0, this damper is closed. And if you put 5 voltage, the damper, the half of damper is open. Is it clear? I hope all of you understand. Okay, let's continue. On the HVAC, okay, how we can control our HVAC from our panel? Many TIS panel has a built-in temperature sensor. And also many of them has a display. Then you can control your HVAC, FCU mini, split, VRF, all of them with this panel. Panels that supports the air condition control is Lona TFT, Lona bedside, Tierra AC, Mars AC 10G, Venera AC, IOAC, Titan and Titania LCD panel, and many others, and new also the new TIS panel. Therefore, with all of the TIS, new TIS panel, and also with the old one, you can control all of the AC type. Now I want to control my HVAC with my Lona. It's very easy. It's very easy. I'm open my Lona, for example, here. On the air condition, enable the air condition here. Put the name, for example, living room. And here, put the subnet ID and device ID of my HVAC, and here I choose HVAC. It's very, puts the subnet ID and device ID here. Choose HVAC here, put a name, and press the save. It's very easy. And also don't forget to enable the AC. Here, don't forget to enable the AC. Okay, let me show you now. I can control my AC, HVAC with the Lona. Let me open the Lona. Oh, sorry. Let me open the HVAC here. Because I want to show you, I changed this time to the minimum time. Because I want to show you on the webcam. Okay, this is my Lona panel. If I turn on my HVAC here, it's on the cool, and for example on the high. You can see here, cool, high. Here, cool, high, and change it to the, for example here, and change it to the medium. I change the medium, and it's on the medium. High, low, sorry, high, high, and if I put on the low, go to the low. And if I change the modes to the heat, you can see it's changed the heat, and the red LED is on. It's very easy. Is it clear? I hope all of you understand. Okay, some question. What is the best way to control VRF using TIS? It depends on your VRF. If your VRF supports the remote control, the best way with IR emitter. But if it doesn't support the remote control, you have to control it with cool automation integration such as Coolmaster. We have another webinar about Coolmaster. Okay? We have another things on the Luna here. On the air condition, we have another things here. We have temperature, calibration, broadcast temperature. What it mean? You can calibration your panel to give exact room temperature. For example, sometimes the panel installed near the heat or cool source. For example, you have, for example, your panel is next to the window and it's not showing the right temperature of your room. For example, now you can adjust the temperature sensor level. For example, here I can say every temperature that the panel seems -2. You can calibration. Then your panel show the correct temperature. You understand about the calibration? Okay, good. Dear friends, only ask me a question about the HVAC. But if it is this brand work with HVAC or not, I have to see the data sheets and catalog of your AC. I cannot tell you now about if it is working with HVAC or not. You have to send me the data sheets of your panel. And what about the temperature broadcast? If you want, for example, your logic, know your panel temperature, you have to enable this one, but it's not used anymore. Okay? The most important things here is other setup. This is the very important button. Okay, let's go to the other settings. Okay, here we have other setup settings. Okay. The first tab is temperature module. In the temperature type, you can change the temperature type from C means centigrade or F means Fahrenheit. You can change this one. Here we have air condition control information. You can enable and disable the option of fan speeds. For example, if your AC doesn't have any medium, you can disable from here. Or if for example, your AC doesn't have a heat, you can disable from here. And therefore, it doesn't appear in the in your TIS panel. Is it clear? Now we have all of them. Okay, the next thing is turn off fan if no cooling or heating. If enable this function, the fan will stop with the compressor when the room temperature became equal or below in the desired temperature. For example, you set your room in the mode in under cool, and your room temperature is 22, and you set the temperature, your desired temperature is, for example, sorry, it's for example 22. It's automatically turn off the fan and cool. Okay, let me show you. And this is the tolerance. It's the tolerance, set limit tolerance. It's about 2 degrees. Okay, let me show you by my webcam. Okay. Look at the Luna HVAC here. This is on the cool, fan speed on the auto. Okay. You see the difference between the temperature that I chose and the room temperature is very high. I chose 6 and my room temperature is 22. Therefore, my fan works in on the high. If I choose, for example, 20 degree, my room temperature is 20, it's automatically changed to the low. If I, for example, choose 18, it automatically goes to the medium. And if I choose more than 20, because of my mode is on the cool, and the room that I choose is more than the room degree, the AC is automatically off, and also the fan is off. If I choose less, again it goes on automatically. It means that the TIS thermostat panel works as a thermostatic panel without any problem. As you see here, if no cooling or if the room is the temperature that you choose, it's more, the fan is automatically off, because let me show you my settings. Because here I said turn off fan if no cooling or heating. If I'm disabled here, then press the save. If your temperature is more than, for example, 20 degrees, the compressor will go off, but the fan not. The fan is on. Is it clear? Do you have any question about it? Any question? Question? Yes, of course, it saves the energy. It's very good for saving energy. And even if your panel doesn't work as a thermostatic, you get cold, or in the winter your room is go very hot. For example, your cooler always working, your room is get very cold, or your in the summer sorry, in the winter your heater it's always work, your room is go very hot and you can't live in your room, therefore this function must be work. Clear? Okay, what about the next option here? Here, blackout settings. It's power rest. You can set if your, for example, power gone. After power come back, return to the last status or turn off the AC. You can program like that. For example, you can say if the power left and when came back, the AC off. Or you can go set, return to the last status, open power on. And here we have outdoor temperature sensor. For example, if you have weather station on your outdoor, or for example, everything you said that can, for example, you have a 140, that's one of temperature sensors on the outside. You can put the simultaneous device ID of your 40 and you can know the temperature of your outdoor, what's the temperature. And if you have, if you have, for example, outdoor humidity, you can enable here and know what's the humidity of outdoor. Okay, next tab is temperature range. You can set your higher and lower set points for each mode. For example, you can set the lower set point for cooling mode is, for example, 16. And the higher is, for example, 26. And for the heating, for example, from 20 to, for example, 40. Therefore, the client cannot, on the cool mode, they cannot choose the temperature less than 16. And I recommend you always to set the limit for cooling, heating, and auto. So the user will not make the desired freezing or very hot level for each mode, and it prevent the children to do that. For example, sometimes your child go and if you don't do the temperature range, your your child go to the panel and sets the, for example, choose the temperature 2, and your room it get very freezing, you freeze, it's very bad. Therefore, I recommend you always choose the temperature range. Okay, the next tab is sensor mode settings. For example, when you have very big salon and your loaner cannot get the average temperature of your room because your loaner get the temperature of the closed area. For example, you have a very big salon and you want to get the loaner gets average between the some area of your salon. What you should do? For example, as you know, we can connect the temperature sensor to the HVAC, and even the 10 function sensor has a temperature sensor. we can do some things. Here we can say, Delona, use your inner device sensor. And here you can say only use the external sensor. For example, you can say only use, for example, only the HVAC temperature sets only work only with the HVAC temperature. And here you can say get the average between yourself and other device. Is it clear? Do you have question about these things? Any question? Oh, no, channel number 1. Okay, I want to tell you another thing. All of the device except 40, channel number is 1. For LONA, for ES10 function sensor, for example, HVAC, all of them, the channel is 1, but only for the 40, because the 40, you can connect the 4 different temperature sensor to the 40, the channel is different. Channel 1 means T1, channel 2 means T2. It's channel only works for 40. Mr. Ravi, do you understand? Okay, good. Okay, one of our friends asked me about the protocol. Never ever, listen to me. Again, never ever change the protocol. Always the protocol must be on the multi-AC. Never ever change the protocol. Always must be your AC on the multi-AC. Never change it, never. And the last things, and also the newest things in TIS, and I think only the TIS has this function. It's very good and it's very useful in your room. Please listen carefully. Look at this picture. This is one big room. This room, now it's traditional room. We have only one thermostat here, as you can see here. And also we have one main AC. But we have damper to the all of the rooms and also in the kitchen or everywhere. Do you understand the picture completely? If anyone don't understand, please tell me to tell you again. Explain more. No question? Yes, multi-duct AC. Okay. This is the traditional home. Okay. And they are sets They are set this temperature on, for example, 20 degree, okay? And at the night, the family goes to the bed, okay? You know, this salon is very big, but this room is very small, smaller than the living room. When the AC goes off, when the temperature of this room goes to 20, okay? Therefore, maybe the temperature of this living room is, for example, 23, but this room is 17, because this room is closed, it's smaller than the living room. And this AC work till the living room temperature goes to 20, and then turn off the AC. Here you don't have any saving energy because no one in the salon. And also your AC is work more than usual because once your bedroom goes to the 20. Okay? Is it clear? This is our problem. And here you don't have any saving energy. Okay. Here on the TIS, we have new option. Here you can change the readings of panel temperature from different sources by TIS commands. Here we have 10 modes. For example, let's rewrite it. Here, mode 1 means all people in their living room. Modes 2, for example, living room and daughter room. Modes 3, for example, all the room. Okay. And as you know, all of the TIS, for example, our new Venera panel, they has even the 2-gang or 3-gang Venera panel has temperature sensor. Therefore, look at the next page. And let me share it. Okay, this is the smart home. Here we have one Luna, here we have one Venera, here we have one Venera, here we have one Venera, and imagine we have another 40, and the temperature sensor is on this living room and any other things, okay? We have a mode number 1, all of the people are here. Therefore, we said the AC works only with the Luna temperature. On the mode number 2, it means that, for example, during the day, the mom in the kitchen and the children in the room. Therefore, we said on mode number 2, the AC works with average temperature average with this panel and this panel. And for example, at the night, all of the people are at their room. Therefore, we said the AC only works with the temperature of this room. Do you understand? For example, during the noon, only your daughter and boy go to bed and they are sleeping on the bed. Therefore, at the noon, we said only the AC works with the average of these two panel temperature. Therefore, with this function, we can use we have a very saving energy. You understand? Then I will tell you about the programming. Now, do you understand the scenario? If anyone has a question, please ask me. Let me tell you again. This is we have only duct split. We have only one AC, one main AC. And what is the problem in the traditional? You have only one thermostatic panel. Therefore, all the room therefore, the AC only work with the traditional thermostat. Let me share you again about the traditional thermostat. Where is it? This is the traditional thermostat. Here we have only one thermostat. Therefore, the AC, it's only work with this thermostat. Therefore, if you put, for example, 20 degree here, the AC work till this area goes to 20 degree. And maybe during this place wants to change to the 20 degree, this room gets freeze because this room is smaller than the living room. And here we don't have any saving energy. Therefore, we have another things on the Luna. For the smart home, let me share the smart home. We can say when, for example, at the nights that all of the families and the bedroom, the AC work with the average of these 3 rooms temperature. For example, noon only kitchen and this room. It depends on you. And then I will tell you how to program. And also you can use 40. For example, you have a 40. 40 has one temperature sensor here, one of them here, one of them here. But now all of our new panels, such as Venera 2 gang, Venera 3 gang, all of them, even if our panel not thermostatic, but they has inner thermostat, inner temperature. Okay, how we can program? Okay, here we said on a mode 1, it's enabled. Okay, and imagine that, let me write. Temperature number 1 is for living room. Temperature number 2 is for kitchen. For example, temperature of boy room. This is daughter room. This is parents room. This is TV room. Okay. For example, mode number 1 is when all of the people is in the living room. Here we said only the temperature of my Luna working. For example, this is the subnet ID and device ID of my Luna. On the mode 2, for example, mode 2, it's a night mode. Therefore, on the night mode, all the people goes to their room and they wants to sleep. Therefore, we have these three options. Okay, mode 1 is living room. Mode 2 is night. Therefore, here we put, for example, we have one temperature sensor, 140 sensor. The T1 is for boy room. T2 is, sorry, T2 is for daughter room. And T3 is, for example, for parents room. This is our night modes. Okay? For example, mode 3 for the noon. For the noon, for example, only the kitchen and the daughter room work. For example, we have one AC, for example, we have one Renera, 2 gang, and the subnet ID is, for example, 2, and device ID is, for example, 2, channel number 1, and another for the daughter room. I remember it's 40, T number 2. Do you remember? Like that. Here we have some modes. Okay. Now how we can tell the AC work like these modes. For example, here we programmed one scenario named asleep home. Okay? Here we have another scenario named noon. And here we have another scenario named living room. And for example, another scenario named TV. Okay. On the sleep home, for example, we turn off all the lights. For example, we turn off all of our living room lights. For example, 51, turn off all our living room lights. Okay. I want our AC goes to the mode number 2. Okay. If we turn on flag number 111 of my Luna, subnet ID 2, device ID of my Luna 1, I want to take my Luna goes to the mode number 2. If I turn on flag number 111 here, it means that my Luna goes to the mode number 2. And on mode number 2, it means that our AC work with the average temperature of 3 rooms. Okay? Okay, for example, on the noon. What is our noon mode? It's mode number 3. Therefore, if I turn on the flag of number 113 of my Luna, it means that my Luna goes to the mode number 3. Okay, look at this table. Mod number 1, flag number 111. Mod number 2, flag number 100. Mod number 2, flag number 112. Mod X, flag number 100, 11X. And mod number 10, flag number 120. To disable temperature mode and back to the main temperature reading settings, if you turn off, listen, turn off flag number 110. I'm trying to create one Excel sheet and tell you all of the flags of all of the device in one Excel sheet. I will be sending it to you when it's ready. You understand all of the things about these things? It's very useful. Do you understand? If you have any question, please ask me. And what do you think about this option? Is it good or not? Is it useful or not? Please tell me. Yes, it's very useful and it's very good saving energy. Please ask me, Miss Miriam. Very, very good question. One of our friends asked us, can this mode work automatically? Yes, of course. On the logic, you can program, for example, at the 10 p.m., automatically Lona goes to the mode number 3. And for example, at the morning, it's automatically goes to the, for example, automatically goes to the, for example, goes to the TV mode. And for example, everything that you want, you can program. It's very useful. You can do it with your logic and with your timer. Every night at the 10 p.m. goes to the night mode. At the, for example, 6 a.m. goes to the day mode. At the, for example, 12 p.m. it's go to the noon mode. At 6 p.m. it goes to the TV mode, and everything that you want. Understand? Clear? Okay, very good question. If we have, for example, hotel rooms with the damper, okay, it means that we have one hotel that we have a main AC, and how we can control this? We can put 140 for these hotel rooms, and for example, we can say room number 1, room number 3, and room number 4 has a guest. Therefore, the AC work with the temperature of these with the with the average temperature of these rooms that they have a guest, but the other rooms doesn't work. Also, this function is very good for the hotel, and even it's very good for your office. For example, some of your employee leaves the office at 2 p.m., but the others have to work till, for example, 5 p.m. Therefore, you can say, for example, after 2, the modes of Luna goes to the this mode, and this mode get the average for the room that they have employed. And even you can program with the ES sensor. For example, you can program if one room doesn't have any motion for about 30 minutes, after 30 minutes, the Luna goes to the mode that this room doesn't contain a temperature. Do you understand? Is it clear? Hope all of you understand. Mr. Arif, absolutely, if you have a damper, they are work. If the average of room is, for example, they are very different with the room temperature that you chose, the fan is working on the highest speed, and for all of your damper is open. Okay, the last things, no, not it's not the last things. The next things. Okay, the next things is about the slave and master thermostat panel. Remember, remember, if you want to control one AC from 2 panels, again, if you want to control one AC from 2 panels, if you program this AC on the 2 panel, they are not working good. For example, here I have one Luna, and also I have another Mars panel. Okay, I want to control my HVAC from both of these panels. Okay, I'm going to the air condition and put the subnet ID and then device ID of my HVAC here. Okay. I program my HVAC on the Luna here and on my Mars here. Okay, let's share the webcam. Okay, you can see here from my Luna it's on, but from my Mars it's off. And turn it off from my Luna. Okay, now it's good. It's off from both of them. Now I turn it on by my Mars. You can see here on the Mars it's on, on the Luna it's off, but my AC is on. What happened? On the Luna it's off, but my air conditioner is on. And also, this program caused very bad things, such as sometimes your AC doesn't work fine, sometimes your AC has a problem, and many other things. Okay? What's the best way to program it? Again, let me tell you, if you have two panels in the same room and you want to controlling the same HVAC module, or not only HVAC, all kind of AC, you should make one of them as a master controller, and this master will control the HVAC. For example, here I put my Luna as a master. You don't set anything on the master panel. You only program your HVAC on the Luna. Okay? Is it good? And I put my Mars as a slave. Sorry, let me change the diagram. Let me change it. Imagine that my Mars is work as a master. Okay, my Mars work as a master. And I do all of my settings on my Mars, such as automatic control or everything. For example, here I program all of the things here. And I want my Luna work as a slave. I'm going to the air condition. Here I'm disable the HVAC because I want my Luna only work as a slave. Here I'm enable the slave on my Luna, puts the subnet ID and device ID of my Mars here, and put the AC number. As you know, my Mars only can control one AC. Therefore, I put AC number 1 here. Then I press save. Okay, sorry, some of you cannot see. Wait, okay. Sorry, some of you cannot see. Yeah? Can you see? Okay, good. I put my Mars as a master, therefore I program my HVAC on my Mars panel here on the air condition. I program my Mars, that's enough. Then I'm going to the Luna panel here. Also on the Mars, I put one name. For example, on the air condition, sorry, on the Luna panel. Okay, here on the air condition, I'm disable the AC of my Luna. Even you can enable. Maybe you want your Luna control another AC here. But here on the slave information, I put subnet ID and device ID of my mouse and put the AC one because my mouse can control only one AC. Then I press the save. Okay? Okay, now look at the webcam. Okay, you can see here my Luna and my Mars, they are linked to each other. If I, for example, change it to 22, on the Mars it shows 22. If I change it on the Mars to 20, for example, to 19, again on the Luna it shows 19. If I'm turn off from the Luna, on the Mars it shows off. If I'm turn on from the Mars, again on the Luna it shows on. If I change the mode, here, change everything. You can see both of them work like each other. Therefore, even you can put the Luna as a master and another panel such as bedside and theater as a slave. You can do it like that. Remember, never program one AC on the two panel. Always use master and a slave. Question? Luna can control. Luna has two slave A and a slave B. For example, if you have a, for example, on this room, two slave on the Luna. You can program two slave on the Luna. Okay, let me share. Imagine here on this room, we have one, for example, bedside here. Let me write. One Luna bedside. And again, we have one Luna bedside, or for example, one Titan here. And we have a one Luna here. Okay. And each room has a separate air condition. For example, we have one split here. This is air split, this is a split, and this is a split. Okay? And this is the parents' room. This is parents' room. This is boy room. And this is daughter room. Each panel can control their own A split, okay? But the parents wants to control the room, the boy and the daughter split room. Therefore, on the Luna, you program, for example, a slave A control the AC of your boy and the slave B control of your daughter. Is it clear? Do you understand about the master and slave? You understand? Is it clear? Okay? No. Each loaner can control through a slave and can control 8 different air conditions. 8 different air conditions separately and through a slave. On the picture, on this picture, the loaner is this loaner for this split work as a master. This titan for this split this titan control this split. This bedside control this split and this loaner control this split. Okay? Titan and bedside are master for the loaner slave page. You understand about it? Okay. For example, you have a very big office, okay? You can control, for example, your sorry, wait. Listen to me. The 8 AC that your loaner can control, it's not related to the slave. Your loaner can control 8 different AC. Finished. If you want your loaner work with another AC of the other rooms, and the other rooms has itself AC panel, has itself AC panel. You can put the subnet ID and device ID of the other rooms panel on the loaner. Do you understand? Now, in this situation, our loaner work as a slave for the Mars. Therefore, we put program here, subnet ID and device ID of my Mars and the AC number 1. Okay, this is on the loaner. But on the Mars, we only program the HVAC. That's it. You don't need to do any program on the master for its master. When you program your HVAC on the one panel, it means that this panel is master, and the other panel can a slave of this panel. Clear? Any question? when you, for the both panel, for the master and a slave panel, you can control your AC. No difference between master and slave. Now the Mars is the master and the Luna is a slave. On this programming, the Luna is the slave and the Mars is a master. This is the master, this is the Mars, and this is the master. And this is the slave. Here, this is the slave. This is the Mars. Okay, no question? Okay, wait. About 2 minutes rest, then we continue. Two minutes rest. Okay? Okay, I think some of you confused. Let me tell you again. Listen to me. Let me open the Luna. Can you see my Luna? Listen to me, it's not necessary to disable your Luna work as a master. For example, you have 3 HVAC, 45, 46, 47. This is HVAC 1. For example, subnet ID is 2, device ID is 46. Okay, it's working. On the AC2, we program HV, for example, HVAC number 2. Okay, till here is everything okay. We have 3 HVAC. One of them I program on the Mars and 2 of them on the Luna, AC1 and AC2. I want to work with the HVAC number 3 with the Luna 2. Okay? Therefore, here on the slave information, I put the subnet ID and device ID of my Mars. Then, on the Luna, here, you cut my Luna. I can control HVAC number 1, HVAC number 2, and on the slave A, this panel connect to my Mars and I can control HVAC number 3 too. I cannot program HVAC number 3 on the both panel. If I want to control one AC with the 2 panel or more, I have to program them like master and slave. For HVAC number 3, this is the master and this is the slave. But for HVAC number 1 and 2, the Luna is a master and we can control HVAC number 1 and 2 only from the Luna. But HVAC number 3, I can control from the Mars and Luna. But if I want to control HVAC number 3, I have to go to the slave page. You understand? I hope it's clear. I hope it's clear. All of you understand? If you have any question, please ask me. It's very necessary. Okay. The last things. Who is tired? If anyone tired, if anyone need a rest, please tell me. Of course, no one answered me. Sorry, I know this meeting it's take too long, but this is the last. This is the last things. We have 2 things to tell you. Okay. Okay, the last thing is a stand-alone settings. You can use the HVAC with the temperature sensor input as a thermostat, and you can control it from your cell phone. For example, you have one big office and you don't have any thermostat panel, such as Luna, such as Mars, such as IO, such as Titan. Okay? And you can control your HVAC without any thermostat panel. Here, if you enable HVAC standalone settings, you can control your HVAC directly without any panel. Okay? It's work. If you look at my video, you can see. If I turn off from here, now the AC is off. Also, you have other setups here. For example, one of our clients in Caribbean Island, he has one site that he wants to control AC only with the panel, with the application, not with the panel. They have one HVAC and it programs some things. For example, it has one ES sensor on the room. If the room is vacant for 2 hours, automatically turn off the AC. If detects motion, turn on the AC, and many other things. Okay, here he connects only one temperature sensor to the logic, and then he can control the HVAC with application. That's it. Okay. How we can use it? If we how we can send the commands to the HVAC? When you enable the logic here, enable the standalone, your logic is like one panel. Okay, is like one panel. Okay. Also, you can put a name here. For example, this logic is for Aslan's room. Okay. Also, in the application, you put here. Let me share with you. What's the subnet ID and device ID of my logic? Subnet ID of my HVAC. The subnet ID is 2 and the device ID is 45. If you want to control your HVAC with your cell phone, you go to the application here. Go to the settings. Sorry. For example, on the room settings, for example, on the living room, I want to control this HVAC. The only things that I have to do, put the subnet ID and device ID of my HVAC, AC number 1, and choose panel here. That's it. Then you can control your HVAC with your application without any panel. Without any panel. Also, you can send commands to the HVAC. For example, you want to program if the door open for 2 minutes, then turn off the AC, and your door magnet is connected to ES, 10 function sensor. Okay, I'm going to the logic, enable one logic, and I said if the door open for 2 minutes, then I want to say turn off the AC. Put the subnet ID and device ID of my HVAC, panel control, AC power off. That's it. And also you can program many other things. If you want to send any command, such as a cooling temperature, or for example, you want to program if door closed. Imagine that. We want to program if door closed and we have a motion, then turn off the AC on the cool and 22. Okay, how we program? Very simple. Subnet ID and device ID of my HVAC, panel control, AC power on. Next. Panel control, AC modes, cool. Next. Listen to me. Here we don't have any panel, thermostat panel. Therefore, we set our HVAC work as a standalone. Remember, if we have a thermostat panel, all of the program changed. That's it. You have any question? Do you understand? No, it's not the detector. You can program everything, but one of our friends, let me read the question. How? One of our question asked me how it will detect the room temperature from the sensor. You can program it detects from the sensor or for itself, because look at the because we connect the temperature sensor to the HVAC too. Here, on the HVAC, I'm connecting the temperature sensor. Therefore, the HVAC know the temperature. Even on the other setup, you can say, for example, read the temperature from the ES or average between itself and ES. It depends on you. Understand? Listen to me. Again, I will tell you. If you have one thermostat panel, then you program your HVAC on this thermostat panel and then send commands to the thermostat panel. You only, listen to me, you only enable HVAC standalone settings when you don't have any thermostat panel, or you don't want to program your HVAC on your panel. Do you understand? It's very necessary. Is it clear? If you have any question, please ask me. If you don't have any question, have a good day. I'm at your service if you have any question. I hope all of you understand all of the things about the logics. Okay, Mr. Arif, listen to me. If you want, I want to my I want my Lona work as a slave. Let's open the Lona. I want my Lona work as a slave. This setting is not related to the slave. These settings not related to the slave. Only this setting related to the slave. Therefore, no problem you choose, for example, HVAC, VRF, or any other things. If you want your loaner work as a slave, only you program here and put the subnet ID and device ID of your master panel. Clear? Understand? Any question? Please ask me. Any question? No question? I hope this HVAC training is useful. If you have any question, you can also ask me on the WhatsApp. I'm always at your service. If you have any question, please ask me. Now all of you is unmute. Any question?
No question.
No question. Good. You know, no question has a two meaning. You understand the HVAC settings completely and you don't have any question. And
Is there any
you don't understand anything and you don't have any question. I don't know which one now. Any question? No? Have a good day. Bye-bye.